Part 2 of installing the Aquasana 3-stage filter system. I've got my manual with me. You'll notice they got 3 different systems. They all install the same way. We're actually installing this one here, the 5300 Plus. No particular reason on switching between that one and the smaller one. The smaller one actually might be nicer for an RV. We just happen to get this one inexpensive off of MacBid. Little plug there. They don't sponsor me. But if you're in the Pennsylvania area, upstate South Carolina, or western North Carolina, they have locations where you can bid on returned items. I get a lot of good deals there. Just happen to get this one. So this is the Aquasana system. It's for a home, but it'll work in an RV. This is the housing, and then here are what the filters look like. They're color coded, so very easy to know where to put them and what you're doing. The install of the housing is really easy. It's just 2 screws. So that'll be easy to do, and then you're just running a cold water line to your cold water line feed from your regular faucet and then out to your new water filtration faucet. So really easy install. Alright, so here's our setup. You will need a drill. Comes with a little hardware. These are the fittings in case you need extra support. We won't, because we have a brace on the side here. Then you've got your 2 tubes, your in and your out, your connection. This will tie in to your cold water connection, and then this is what fits on to the rubber hosing that they give you to kind of tighten in that part. That goes to your water filter faucet. Our water filter faucet, the manual actually calls for, let's see if I can show it here, calls for a bunch of different parts here to connect it to the actual water faucet, but ours looks like it was a newer model, so it came with these neat little fittings here, 2 different sizes, depending on what you're connecting. So we'll use those instead. We've got our housing, our 3 filters, and then this is just to tighten the filters on to make sure they're snug and they're waterproof. So pretty easy install. We'll also need an adjustable wrench to connect this, but that's all the parts you should need. So let's get started. Alright, so you might be asking yourself, why did you change your clothes? Well, when I was looking at the PEX pipe, what I didn't take into account was the T-fitting that comes with the Aquasana filtering system. So for a home system, your shutoff valve has a 3/8 inch connection to it. So this just fits onto the 3/8 inch connection. You screw your faucet back on, and then you've got your T going into your water filter. That isn't the same with an RV. So when I took the pipe off, the connection off, this wouldn't fit, obviously, for obvious reasons. So the Brinkley does have a shutoff valve, but it doesn't have that 3/8 inch connection. It's actually piped directly into the PEX piping, and the PEX piping is 1/2 inch. So also don't be like me and rush out and pick up a half inch fitting, because it's inside versus outside diameter. This isn't going to work either. So what you actually do need is a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch by 3/8 inch compression tee. This is Shark Bite. It is PEX crimp, so it'll work the same. We're going to crimp it. You can use the Shark Bite push fittings. I get a little nervous with those. They can fail. The last thing I want is that failing while I'm off having some adventure with my family and the water's on and it's flooding my RV. So what I would recommend is, if you want to do the push fitting, carry an extra one with you in case it fails. When you're traveling with it, obviously it's not a big deal unless your pump's on and your fresh water tank is full. But you could always just shut off the Brinkley water valve to the cold water connection while you're traveling, just to be safe. This one's nice because it has a shut-off valve here, so I can shut off just the water filter system. And I like that because when I winterize it, I want to be able to shut that off and not have antifreeze go into those filters. Those filters are like $70 every time you change them. I don't want to have to ruin them and just because I'm winterizing the RV. So I like this one. It was 25 bucks. I wasn't able to find this on Home Depot, or I'm sorry, I was able to find it on Home Depot's website. I wasn't able to find it on Amazon. It's a little hard to find. but they shipped it to me in 2 days. So you're gonna need one of these. If you're doing the pinch clamp connectors, you'll need a set of 1/2 inch. You'll need 2 of these guys. Hopefully you already have some of these in your RV in case you ever do have a plumbing problem. You have them on hand. It's nice to have a few. And then you'll need the pinch clamp tool to pinch them shut. If you're using the push fitting, obviously you just push it on, you're done. So your install will go a lot quicker than mine. Again, this is what you need. For anyone looking for it, this one is, again, Shark Bite, 1/2 inch by 3/8 inch compression, and that's what you'll need. If you're removing any PEX rings, you will need a PEX ring removal tool. I haven't had to use mine yet, but I have it here just in case. And then you'll need something to actually cut your PEX pipe. So these are just nice because it'll give a nice clean cut, and they ratchet so you can use them one-handed. This is also one-handed, which is nice because I don't have a helper with me. So those are the extra parts you'll need. I wanted to put this at the beginning of the video so you didn't get halfway through and think, what the heck, I need to run out of the store again. This is going to be a little bit difficult to show on camera because of the tight space here. But underneath our sink, basically the sides are basically just small pieces of Luan. They're not going to hold the filters very well. However, on the back side, so if you're facing the sink to the right, if you have a Brinkley with the island, they've braced this area with added pieces of wood. And I think they've done that because of the weight of the trash cans. So on that side, you can screw right to it. So that's what we're gonna do. You can see how big it is because it holds both of these slides for the pull out. So we're gonna use that to bolt to. So what we're gonna need to do is run our wire all the way across to our faucet, which is on the opposite side. Not a huge deal. I'll probably pin it back with some twist ties or clamps or something. All right, one tool I forgot to mention was a small level. That'll help us level our housing out for our filters up here. So always good to have one handy in the RV anyways, but we'll use that to kind of level it out. One thing I do know from checking out the backside where the trash cans go is that the piece of wood goes to the top here and comes down a significant portion of the wall here. So I've got plenty of room for error. I do want to keep mine kind of high because of the filters, and then in case I want to add some kind of bucket with a drain just in case there is a leak later on, I'll have enough room to do that. So right now let's get it level and mark out where we're going to put our screws. All right, first step done. I did want to real quickly show you where I cut this. I cut it maybe 6 inches above the original shutoff valve here, just so that this is going to go up a little higher, and I want the hose coming out of the filter system a little bit out of the way when I run it, just so that other things can go down here. Just so you get an idea of kind of where it is here. I'll probably have to cut a little bit of this off to make it fit nice with my my faucet connection, but that's how far I did it. You can do it anywhere in here. Give yourself some space obviously between the shutoff valve, but if you wanted to go, you know, I've got a decent amount of pipe here. If you want to go a little higher, you can, but that's what we did. A little bit easier to show you up here, so, and the lighting's a little better, but we're just going to show you how to connect the first one. We're going to put our clamp on first, right on there, And then I want it to go like this. So we're gonna, you want about 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch gap here, so that it'll seat nicely. Got roughly about there. Then we just hook it into the end here, and we're gonna, let's see if I can get this on camera. What I'm gonna do is clamp this until that little white light there turns blue. So actually I'm gonna do this upside down so you can see the light in the camera. So we'll strip it like that. There we go. Now we know it's tight, and then you just hit this release button here, and it releases it. So now we're good to go, and our shutoff valve works great, and we're ready to put it right back in, get the other clamp on. This will be a little more difficult to do because I'll be doing it underneath, but I'll try to show it to you under there as it's set up. Alright, back underneath. First thing I'm going to do is test fit this connection to my faucet. I obviously know it fits, but I'm going to make sure it fits down into the pipe well before I know if I need to cut a little more of this pipe off to make it work right. So let's get this connected. Gonna, I've already got my clamp on just in case. We're just gonna move this up, stick it in here. It's actually not too bad up in here. So I think I'll just leave it as is. Again, you want to make sure you got 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch so it'll seat well there. And then we'll just pinch it together. Go, our light turned on, so we know it's good. Release that. We're good to go. Looks great in there. And then we'll connect our hose up here with our larger diameter pipe. This is the one that comes from your water source into your filtering system. We're going to put the nut on first here. Slide that down in. We'll put our collar on the top here. See that? We'll just slide that in. That'll end up getting pushed up against the threaded 3/8 inch, and then we'll put our little T directly in here. And now you can see when I push on the collar gets stuck there, and so it just kind of keeps everything snug. And then this will go up like that, and it'll connect right in here. Now once I connect this, I've got too much hose, so I'm going to snip it, and then we'll tuck it right into the filtering system. I'll snug that up later with an adjustable wrench. For now I'm leaving this off because we are going to winterize the RV, so I won't have any water going into it. We'll test that on our next trip in the spring. Alright, in the interest of time, I already cut the inlet water connection so that I could snap it in. There's not much room there, so I'm kind of holding the camera here so you can see they conveniently mark it in, and it's just a push connecting. push connector here. So we're just going to push that hose in there, and then it'll be done. So you can see here, now it's a nice snug fit. It's not coming out of there. All right, again, going to be very hard to show you with the camera going up in there, but the faucet came with 2 of these depending on the size of your hose. We're going to use a smaller one because we have a smaller hose going into our faucet, and they're the same as the filter, so they're just push. So you just push the hose in and it connects tight. All right, maybe this will come out, who knows. We've pushed it into our fitting here. This fitting then goes up into the faucet. This is my faucet. Let's see if we can get there. This is my faucet right here, this little black right there, the little black grommet. So we're going to push it up into that and we'll be done, and then we'll feed it into our filter. Go. Now I'm gonna feed mine across the drain here, just so I can keep this as long as necessary, just in case I need some play in it. Now we're gonna come over to the filter side. Here we are on the filter side, and again, you just push it in, and you'll feel it or hear it snap in. And we're good to go. Now we just need to add our 3 filters in. We'll twist those on and we'll be done. So I mentioned early on these are color coded, so they're pretty stupid proof. You can't really screw them up. The filters themselves have these rubber gaskets that kind of seal everything, but the heads of these also have rubber gaskets down here. So before you go tightening these on, just use the wrench that they provided, snap it on here, and just make sure that they're tight, because you just don't want any water leaks, especially in the RV. So let's get these on. Because they have 2 connections here underneath, you can't see it on the video, but there's 2, so you can just kind of line those up initially. They push on, they push up, and then they just twist. Here's our red one. Again, you just want to make sure these are real snug so that you don't have any leaks. But there we are, we're done, and we're ready for some filtered water in the RV. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them.